Has one of the highest road death rates in the world. Last year alone, around 1,600, I beg your pardon, people lost their lives during the festive season. The Dunga Simulation Driving School in Soweto wants to change all of this by training and educating drivers differently. To tell us more is founder Innocent Matonzi. Innocent, thanks very much indeed for coming in. So it's simulation driving. I would imagine simulation driving schools are not very popular in South Africa. Were you among the first?
Thank you very much, Devin. And I think we are one of the pioneers in South Africa, and not just being in South Africa per se, or even in Africa as a whole, because we've been receiving even customers all around SADC.
Yep.
Yes.
So 1.5 years, you told me off camera. It's not actually on the road and you're not in the real driving experience. How much of a difference does that make to those learning driving?
I think it's very good in terms of safety,
yeah.
And also it makes a novice driver to be able to master all the skills without any pressure and the fear of unknown, because most of the time when you're starting to drive, it's always like that has hard obstacles, and also to minimize the overheads of the business of driving schools per se, the overhead cost. Yes.
I would imagine that's a big motivation behind it. So how does it actually work? Presumably the technology has to be top class here.
Absolutely. It's more like a normal car. It's just it's got the screens, and then it's got all the commands that you normally see on the normal car, and then you can feel like you are in a car, you drive. It's only about the screen itself that you can feel that you're moving, but it's not literally a motion advance, but it's just giving you the idea. You can feel that you're driving around the city of Johannesburg. You are driving around the city of Durban per se. It's more developing that way.
Yeah, so, yes. So the mind picks up the mobility.
Yes.
Just talk to me about how regulators view this sort of simulation driving school. I mean, what's your experience been with them?
It's been hard because it's a new technology. Since 2014, I've been trying to knock on the doors, trying to make people understand the need for the technology, because in other countries it's been recommended. It's done a tremendous job in terms of curbing road accident, and then we assume that in South Africa, if they can adopt that, it's going to be something of a great initiative to curb road accidents.
Yeah, just thinking about their intention and what the driver experiences. I mean, obviously, a driver attempting to go into a real car first comes or brings with him or her an awful lot of experience to some degree, as opposed to someone just going behind the wheel on a road the first time. So in that case, it surely does have its benefits.
It really benefits a lot. Some other clients will normally come without having any experience of driving, yeah. And then they can even have got that courage that they can even try to start a car after having maybe one lesson with us.
Tell us a little bit more about how some of the learner drivers reacted to this. I mean, you know, the first time you step into the simulation device, what's it like for them?
It's been very amazing. Some they've seen it as much simpler way to do to learn driving, and also we have received numerous requests for people to bring it closer to them, so that they can also experience such kind of technologies for them to access those skills for driving, because nowadays people buy a driver's license, and then they normally forget about the skill, and then the skill is necessary for as a driver on the road to avoid any unnecessary behavior when you're driving.
It's quite interesting. You say you
yes.
bring the service to them, which
yes.
means that this is somewhat of a mobile service you offer, I would imagine.
Absolutely.
How does that work?
It's on a trailer, let's say a caravan. We've got 4 simulators there, and then people can also, on our road shows, we just go, they experience that, and then they also, if they are around on the premises where we operate, we normally refer them to those areas. But it's more like a mobile service room.
Just final question before I let you go. Are you more affordable than traditional driving schools?
It's very affordable, very friendly, and it's very cheap in terms of starting a business. And it goes at a very minimal rate compared to the traditional driving schools.
All right, thanks
Yes.
very much indeed. Sounds very interesting. That was the founder of Dunga Simulation Driving School, Innocent Matonzi.